Hey guys, thanks for joining us. UFC 288 main card breakdown. This is the co-main event here. This is Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns at 170 pounds. For me, the pick is going to be Gilbert. Gilbert Burns.
For me, it's going to be Gilbert Burns via decision. Gilbert Burns is dangerous with his striking, and it seems with me, the way he's been fighting the last couple of fights, he wants another chance for the belt.
100%.
He's going to bring the pain, if you will. He's a more active fighter as far as strikes, as far as takedowns, as far as putting after he gets people on the ground. He's more active trying to get people out that way as well. So Belal is a great fighter. In fact, he has probably one of the best nicknames of any fighter I've ever heard.
What is it?
It's Remember the Name. Belal, Remember the Name Muhammad. So Muhammad is a grappler who puts people against the fence.
Is he trying to do Remember the Name for his last name because that was the Prophet, or just him?
It has to be just him, but Muhammad is.
I don't think
probably one of the most.
They remember that.
I'm gonna have to look this up, but it's probably the most popular first name of all time.
I think so.
Muhammad is probably the most used first name of all time.
Maybe of all time.
My guess.
I don't think we're gonna have a problem remembering. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Remember the name.
It's like one of the only names I actually remember.
Yeah.
But so I'm going with Burns as well. I just think that when he punches with purpose. Punches are fast, and he's more selective with it than Muhammad. Muhammad just seems like he throws a lot of fake punches and lefts just coming in. He gets hit on the nose a little bit in his last fight versus Sean Brady, who's not ranked, was Sean Brady ranked? I don't know. He might have been. He didn't look ranked.
Sean Brady's ranked, but it's not high.
Okay. He shouldn't be ranked. Is what I'm saying. So it looked like he comes in, throws a lot of punches that are kind of just, gauging punches. He's probing punches.
Volume striking,
setting up takedowns, setting up bigger punches. But it's chances for him to get hit. His nose was bloody in the first round versus a guy, Sean Brady, who, is an okay fighter, but not close to top 10 level.
Very technical striker.
Brady's good, but he's a good, solid athlete, but it's just nothing. No, he shouldn't be making your nose bleed.
Yeah.
If you're a guy who's going to fight for the title, you should not be getting your nose bled by a guy who's like, number 15 or whatever, right? Just a fact, right? Burns has fought 3 times this is his third fight in the last 5 months. He's beaten everybody. He beat Neil Magny, and then he beat Masvidal, and then he had fight of the year, in my opinion, versus Khamzat Chimaev. And
amazing fight.
And listen, Chimaev's a 185er in reality because he keeps missing weight at 170. And Burns, had a great fight with him. I mean, there was no loser in the fight. In reality, Chimaev won, but it was a phenomenal fight. Everyone, I think, enjoyed it. I've watched it now 3 times, and I enjoy it every time.
Even from the back, he was striking very, very, very hard.
I mean, he beat Stephen Thompson. I mean, Burns has beat so many good fighters. Magny, Masvidal in his last fight. And what he does is he likes to go forward, but he's selective with his punches. But when he starts to get going, he starts getting the leg kicks going. He starts, getting the power left going. He starts getting the jab going a little bit. Muhammad, like we said, he does put the pressure on in round 2 and as he gets going, but like a lot of probing punches, a lot of punches that are unnecessary. Very technical, and just throws it out there. He's setting up takedowns. This is the thing about the takedowns. We don't talk about wrestling. So Burns is going to take the punching. Muhammad's countering has gotten a lot better, so that's going to be a little bit closer. Leg kicks, again, close, but Burns maybe a little bit faster again there. Muhammad, again, the head movement is non-existent, so he's getting hit a little too much, though.
Against the fence grappling, I'm going to give it to Muhammad.
Yeah.
When you are on the ground, on top or on the bottom, I'm giving it to Burns.
Yeah.
Because he's more active. He wants it more.
So it's going to come down to wrestling, obviously, with Muhammad. He's more of a wrestler. And in my opinion, Muhammad is a really good offensive wrestler as far as, putting the pressure, punching the takedowns, and getting you against the fence, like Lazzy said, and taking you down. His top control is pretty good, but he doesn't really do heavy ground and pound damage, so it's not really anything concern for Burns. Also, the thing is this, man. Burns got up versus Khamzat Chimaev, who's a much more explosive, much more dominant top control wrestler than Muhammad will ever be. And Burns was actually handled it well. He got up pretty easily and stuffed the takedowns after that in the first round, and he was fine. And that's why it turned into a stand-up war versus Khamzat Chimaev, who's going to fight for the belt at 185, I'm sure, soon. And so, my point is that Burns will get up off the ground. Now, Muhammad had trouble with Damian Maia, who's a jiu-jitsu guy, not a great wrestler, but shoots a lot for takedowns. And Muhammad was getting taken down left and right. Even when he wasn't getting taken down, in the single leg, Damian Maia was holding on to the leg. Muhammad didn't know how to break free and just get the underhook, and then he would get the arm off, and then he didn't get the underhook, and then the arm would come back from Maia, and then Muhammad would be again leg in the air, and just bouncing on one foot for like 2-3 minutes in a round for 3 rounds.
And Damian Maia is definitely not known for his striking at all.
No striking.
So when he's going to try to take you down and you still can't
that's
stop
a problem. That was only. That was 4 fights ago. That's not too long ago. So that's the thing. A lot of people think Muhammad, I'm sure, is going to be the better wrestler. I'm actually going to disagree. I think he can take down Burns. Burns will get up. But the problem is when Burns takes Muhammad down or even wants to threaten the takedown, I think Muhammad's going to have actually a harder time stuffing Burns' takedowns, and he's going to get controlled by Burns against the cage a lot if Burns wants to. Again, the striking goes to Burns. The leg kicks, countering from Muhammad's gotten better, so he's going to be able to hit Burns here and there. But like I said, when Burns gets into a firefight, he gets very selective, very smart, and he starts getting athletic with his punches, really winging hooks, but like still controlled. Really, really amazing
Powerful
fight.
Stuff.
He deserves a title shot, don't you think? Just looking at what he's been doing the last year or two.
If this is a dominant fight that Burns wins by decision or a knockout, I think he
give him a title shot, right?
Yeah.
Been amazing. Yeah. Been an amazing guy, man. Gilbert Burns by decision is a phenomenal pick because again, Muhammad can get controlled. Burns probably not going to submit a guy like Muhammad, but because Muhammad is a very strong individual. KO is again very hard because even though Muhammad does get bloody on the nose, Muhammad doesn't put his head completely in harm's way to get knocked out. So it's going to be hard for Burns because Burns is calculated. Distance makes a lot of sense, man. I love the bet. Burns by decision.
Burns by decision. Thanks for listening.
He's minus 130. I like him straight up, but also a little bet about going the distance or Burns by decision as well. Another small bet. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. Burns by decision. Thanks.